In a vast, empty cathedral, Flora Caffi stands alone at the altar. As the new princess of Pedania, she's meant to be the empire's future empress, but the wedding guests are unimpressed. They mock her plain looks and her trembling, doubting she'll last a week. She overhears them, thinking being sent away would be a relief. Her fear is reserved for her future husband, the murderous tyrant who built his throne on a mountain of bodies. Knowing she means nothing to such a man, she resolves to do anything to survive. The emperor is late. The nobles whisper amongst themselves as Flora's knees tremble at the altar. Count Karl fumes, convinced the emperor's lateness is a calculated insult. Suddenly, a cold voice dismisses his concerns. Emperor Adil Sionia has arrived. He walks down the aisle with an imposing air, stating that if Pedania causes trouble, he will simply make them submit again. He challenges the count, asking if he doubts his power. Terrified, the noble immediately retracts his words. Adil reaches the altar, barely glancing at Flora before declaring that the ceremony will now begin. The priest's words about a happy life ring hollow. Flora knows she isn't a bride, she's a hostage. Her thoughts drift back to the maids in Pedania, who whispered about the orphan substitute being sent to her doom, speculating she wouldn't survive 3 days with the tyrant emperor. Snapped back to reality, Adil coldly demands her hand for the ring. He slides it on carefully, his gloved fingers avoiding any contact with her skin. This silent gesture confirms her worth in his eyes. Absolutely nothing. As Adil places the ring on her finger, his gloved hand momentarily snags. For a second, the fearsome emperor seems clumsy, leaving Flora confused. The priest then announces the vow kiss, and panic seizes her. She quickly blurts out that he doesn't have to force himself. Ignoring her completely, Adil lifts her veil and leans in. Flora freezes, bracing for contact, but he simply pulls back, leaving her untouched. The public display was enough for him, and Flora is left standing in stunned silence at the altar. Instead of a grand kiss, Adil kneels and formally kisses Flora's gloved hand. He then rises, calls for applause from the crowd, and immediately turns to leave. Flora watches him go, stunned but also a little relieved. At least she wasn't dealt with on the spot. As the emperor walks down the aisle, he suddenly stops. He catches a unique scent wafting from his new bride, one that makes him pause. A flicker of intrigue crosses his face before he composes himself and walks away, leaving her utterly alone. In her new chambers, a maid tells Flora to rest before leaving her alone. The reality of her wedding night sinks in as she sees the delicate nightgown laid out on the bed. Flora's mind races. She knows the emperor is supposed to visit and she must make a good impression. She touches the bed, amazed by how soft it is. A simple